Lasinon iltum ajir peding de pinpen iltum kecupapon speaker Miss Sabin Rongpipi alang pan labang so stage ang songan kewang je pan sechuning rilo. Lasi alang lipan kecupapen na cetong dun pot alang pan isi ningaching samang tek lapan alang tumpan alang pan isi aman kecupiang tek iltum karbia puhopen karchupon je pan sinon chuning rilo.
Good evening, everyone. Greetings of the 19th International Youth Day. I feel very fortunate to be a part of this program. Thank you to the organizers, Indo Global Social Service Society, Rururara Entertainment, Karbi Human Rights Watch, and all the dignitaries present here. I would like to introduce myself first. Maybe not everyone might know me. I am Sabin, again, Sabin Rongpipi. I am from Difu. And I do nothing that I can be proud of right now. I am just a human being. So, International Youth Day. It is my first time today that I know that there is this kind of day that exists. And that made me Google, because as we have only our guide, all-time guide in our mobile phone, and I have gone through and I saw that the theme of this year's is transforming education. And I kind of like really much relate to it, because that's my focus. I'm not really doing and transforming education, but that's my interest. So I would want to talk about three themes today. About the first theme in the year 2014 of International Youth Day was about youth and mental health. And 2018, it was about safe space for youth. And this year's is transforming education. And three of them are my focus right now. And what am I working? So before starting about these three themes that I'm about to speak, I would want to tell a bit about my journey, how it brought me here. What I did, I don't know if it's a big contribution to our community or our society, but there is something that I would want to share, and I would also want people to know about the experiences that I have had. So I want to tell about my childhood, how I grew up, and what kind of person I was and I am today. So I have, during my childhood, I used to be a very shy person. Very shy that I won't even look at the face of my friends while I talk. And I was not at all a confident person. I was always the backbencher, and I am always shy to even communicate with my teacher when I was till my 4th standard. I always knew that I never wanted to be a government employee or a teacher or a medical student or an engineer. Those things I don't fit. I feel like I don't fit in all those categories. So I would tell my parents or my teachers, if they ask me what is my aim in life, I would tell them that I am different. Everyone says that. I am different. I want to be different. I don't fit in the normal box. I want to do something which is out of the box and people who have never done it before. But I didn't know what I actually meant at that time. So I used to be, during my school, till I got into class 8, I changed into a very talkative one. I talked a lot. And even my teacher started complaining that, Sabin, why do you talk a lot? So I transformed from a very shy kid to a very talkative girl when I was in the higher school. So then I somehow passed my 10th as an average student, I passed my 12th. So I would say after 12th was a turning point in my life. Why? Because I took English as my major. I did not know what English major would bring me or what it would give me. It is because my parents told me that English has a lot of scope when you, do your higher degrees. And I was so confident that I only applied for English major, and while my friends applied for political science and geography, but I was overconfident that because my parents want me to do it English, I'll only do it. I didn't know whether if I will be selected. But by God's grace, I made it to top 4 and I got selected. And I want to share about my first day experience in my English department class. So I thought like English honors would be about grammar and essays and stories. Of course it is about stories, but to my surprise, it was all about history. It was all about how English began. Kuson si English keceng ma. It was like Anglo-Saxon period, Augustan period, and like, what am I learning this? I mean, I am always the person, because my mom, many of you might know her. She is the General Secretary of KNCA right now, and she has been an activist since the past 30 years. So, even when I was growing up, my mom would come and tell me about the real issues that we the Karbis are facing and we the people are facing in the world. So my mom will tell about the ill treatment that is given to the women in the society, and so all these things about all the real thing. So I was always fascinated towards that side. Like I want to talk about the real stuff. I want to work on the real stuff. And I was learning something that doesn't even make sense now. I mean English literature, which was like, I don't know what BC it is, because I don't really remember what I learned in my 3 years degree course, that somehow I graduated it. So I did not graduate in the 3rd year. I had one back paper, and I would say that was a life-changing experience for me. During this 3 years of my degree course, I don't attend classes. I would hardly attend class, and my teacher would call me the inspector of the class. Because I would randomly go and I don't know what is happening in the class, and my teachers will be surprised seeing that, oh, Sabin, you came today? So you're here to interrogate about the class? So that was the kind of response that I used to get from my teachers. So so I told you in my classes I would bunk and I would attend seminars, and then I started meeting people who work in the real field, who work in the social sector, who work to empower youth, who work in alternative education. So I met one guy. Now he is from Chennai. His name is Gautama Prabhu. I always will have to mention him. And it is through Dharam Singh Teron, who I consider my mentor. So it is through them I came to know about them. I met them, and because they wanted to talk to the Karbi youth. So I somehow was jobless, not attending class, and I was one of the Karbi youth meeting them. So they offer me a course in Thailand, which is called School of English for Engaged Social Service. And to my surprise, it was the same thing that I always wanted to learn, and I always wanted to explore. It was about giving you safe space. It was about you expressing about what you really want to say, and also about what you really want to do, and how you want to impact in your society by contributing things that you are expert in and you want to work in. So I got selected for that course, and I have never been outside Assam, and I was traveling to abroad for the first time all by myself. I didn't know what visa was. I didn't know what passport was. I always only know in the TVs and movies. But because that pulls me so much, it gave me a lot of courage to make me go to Kolkata and stay there for 10 days all by myself, applying for my visa and everything. I was discriminated, of course, just because of my look. And I was discriminated my look and my appearance, and also because of my name in the passport. They just throw the application on my face, saying that it won't happen. You won't get your visa in these days. It will take you like 12 to 13 days. While my ticket was only after 3 days. And I somehow will have to get it. So those are the challenges that I face. But I'm thankful that bring me a lot of learning with me. And I consider that it is my part of growing. And growing to be a person that I am today. So I got into that course, and that course is what we are talking about today: transforming education. That they call themselves to be a transformative learning journey. So I was a part of that. I started meeting people, new people, and who was exactly like me, who aims to contribute in the society in a different way, in the things that they always wanted to do. I met them. Of course, I stayed with them for 3 months. We shared our knowledge, and I told them about my community. Because when I was outside, I would always call myself Karbi because they don't consider me to be Indian. My friends from the other parts of the country, they won't consider me to be Indian. So when they talk about India, they will exclude me. They will say like the other Indians, not you. So I always called them that, know me by Karbi. I'm proud of being my community, and today you only see me alone. But at the back of me, there are lakhs and lakhs of people who I need to work with and who I need to work for. So there in that journey of 3 months, I have discovered a lot about myself. Discovered in the sense, I always thought I had no anxieties, I had no traumas, I had no, complaints about my life. I thought my life was the happiest. But I was wrong. Because in that course, we were given time to express. We were given time to go deep into ourselves and see what is lagging and what is pulling you down and what is stopping you to go ahead. So I discovered that I also had a lot of anxieties. I also had a lot of traumas, which I never discovered in my life. Some traumas include me being a short girl and a black in complexion. As I grew up, everyone would complain, even my friends, they are all beautiful and white, but I would always be the dwarf when I'm in the circle. So such things not really bothers, but that pulls my confidence. That I discovered there. I thought like those things doesn't matter because I always put my mask on. No, this thing should not bother you. You are okay. But it was just on the surface. In the inner level, I could never convince myself that I should accept the way I am. But when I was there in the course, we talk about our childhood memories, our traumas that we have had, and about, in the academic field, if I was always put down. So such thing let me realize that anxieties does happen to everyone. It's the nature. It's in us. That's why I also wanted to talk about youth and mental health. Mental health doesn't mean that people in the mental asylum, it's not only them. It's with every one of us. Even our childhood traumas still bother us. We grow as a human, like our body grows a lot. But inside of us, there are something that didn't grow during our physical growth. So I felt like it was only me and my friends there in the class. But I thought like my people is also suffering. We have a lot of historical traumas with the governments, with the Assamese people, or we had our ethnic classes. So these are all included in our traumas that we have grown with. So such thing, we grow in our outer appearance, but it is also important for us to focus what is inside us and what is pulling us. The thing that we have self-judgment. Bang tum thek lo blo de tum hala tum ke thek pik ni ke thek hala tum ke meo ni lang lo dak hala tum ke hem plang pik ni du ko. These are all our self-judgment that never grew up with us. It is something that bothers us every time. So what I want to talk about this today is we we take care of our outer appearance every day. We buy new clothes, we put on makeups, we put lipsticks on, we straighten our hair. Even the guys would get the best branded clothes just to show that we are okay outside. But what important is we also have to take our time. What is there inside? If something is still bothering us. So I would like to urge all my friends present here, and I want to spread this message that it's good if we arrange this kind of programs. But what I feel most another important thing is to have some safe space, which is my another concern. Building safe space for ourselves, where we can talk about our insecurities without any hesitation. If I fail, I should not pull myself down because thinking that other person will judge me. Such things will need to remove so that we grow inside out beautifully. So I would want everyone and also the organizer, sometime maybe we can have a safe space circle where we can hide our identity if you feel like. But it's a must for our society to have a circle where we can share about the things that we face every day, the challenges that pull us down, the insecurities that we have had since our childhood, so that we can confront that these are the things that is bothering us a lot. And some things don't need any kind of suggestion or any kind of advice. All we need is an hearing ears. If we can only listen to someone, it's a healing for some others' life. We can help them by just being quiet and be present with the person and just listen. That person will automatically find their own solution and their own answer. But what we can do, we all don't always need to talk. We don't always need to pat someone's back saying that everything will be all right. But what we need is just sit by someone's side and tell them that I'm there with you. Feel free to tell me. And I may not be able to comfort you, but I just want to let you know that I will be with you. So some healing words are enough to bring the dead person alive, to bring the person who are dead inside, to bring back into life and to let them realize their worth, that they have many things to contribute to the society and to the other friends. So that's about the two theme that I wanted to share about the safe space and the mental health. So I also want to talk about transforming education and how I am working in my own way. So the course that I mentioned, School of English for Engaged Social Service, that I have been in Thailand for 3 months. So on the last day, we had to stand like this in front of the world leaders and then our classmates, and make a presentation on what we want to do next after the course. So on that day, I made my goal for 5 years that I want to start the same course as I attended in my place. But it didn't took me 5 years, it only took me 2 months. Right after I came back from Thailand, I arrived on April, May, June, no, it took me three months. I started my course that is called Heritage Learning Program. That is a 3 months course where so just giving you a brief highlight about the course. We have already completed 2 batches. Now our 3rd batches start from 10th of this month. And why I call it transformation journey of education, because I could bring the same vibes of the class that I attended in Thailand, even in Difu. That we already have 30 alumni and the new added 20. So we have 50 HLP students so far. So in the course, what we do, it's a 3 months course. First, because I also don't know about how I would go about this course to others. I don't know how to let people know that I want to do this, I want to create a safe space, because some things are very new to our society, to our community at least. We don't know much about this alternative education. So I somehow tried to attract participants by giving them spoken English course for 1 month. Why? Because even I just have to be honest, even my friends studying in university, doing their masters, still don't have much confidence in writing and also speaking sometimes. So our course attracted participants by giving them 1 month of spoken English that include grammar right from the beginning. So we do it from the scratch again, from noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, then till like parts of speech, determiners, question text, and everything. And it is taught by Ma'am Maggie Katharpi, Assistant Professor of the Full Government College, and Ma'am Serdihun Teron. She is also Assistant Professor of the Full Government College. And we have our brother Iqbal Singh Hanse. He taught writing. He taught how to write an FIR, how to write essay, memorandums, and many things. And then we also have communication level. How do you present yourself when you are in an interview? And how do you pronounce some word in English? And it is taught by a very good friend and a senior. Her name is Mirlin Tarupi. She is from Tarabasa, and the first Karbi international flight attendant, the first women to be the flight attendant in the international level. So 4 of them take English part, and all of them does it voluntarily. No one gets paid because we ourselves don't have money. But then it is through their kindness, and maybe they thought that this kind of course may develop our Karbi students in the future. So that's what we do. And on the second month, we learn about Karbi. We always claim to be an indigenous Karbi person. But if someone asks us, what is the definition of Karbi? I myself don't know sometimes. I still shiver or shake when I need to explain about my tribe. So thinking about that, and for the youth, we have made a curriculum for the Karbi too, so that whoever comes also learn English and also learn about your mother tongue, where we come from, what are our folklores, what are our folk stories, and what are the things that we need to know as a Karbi. And it is taught by Dharam Singh Teron. He is the ex-MLA, ex-chairman of Council, Karbi Anglong Tomas Council, and right now an independent researcher, and he is a mentor. So he does Karbi worldview, and we also have Karbi grammar that is taught by Sikari Tiso. He is the ex-president of Karbi Lamedamai, and also worked with Dr. Lina Enna Connard, who developed and who did her thesis on a descriptive Karbi grammar for 5 years. So they are also the faculty member of Heritage Learning Program. Apart from that, we also do self-discovery. So it is my part, and I invited friends from the US. Her name is Casey Kinsella. She has been here twice and helping me in both the batches. So we do about things that we learn in Thailand, of how we develop a safe space for each other, how do we let our participants to build confidence in them so that they be able to express what is inside them. Then we have from Maharashtra, then we do on gender, climate change, which is very much important. We always talk, nolom, arni solo de climate change join nilo. Arve jang olo de climate change join nilo. But do we really know what climate change is and how it has affected the living of people? And do we know that we are also contributing equally as others in the climate change? So here in the course, I called it the transformation journey because it's an alternative space where we have developed so that our Karbi youth come together and create a safe space and also build confidence so that they can also participate in the international level later. So that's all about the theme that I wanted to share. And I would want to request all of you to please take serious on the issues that you might have been facing from the past so that you can release it. And I want to be that friend who doesn't want to be in your happiness, but I want to be in your time of sorrow. If you want anything to share or anything to express, please, I don't know how am I going to, be there for you, but I want to try my best to be there at your worst rather than celebrating in your success. So with this, I conclude my speech. Thank you.
I would like to thank our sister Sabin Rongpipi for delivering us such a wonderful, enlightening, and refreshing words of encouragement. Thank you for taking us through your life journey. And I believe whatever we have heard from you would definitely have an impact in our life. And we would be able to use this like you have done even in our lives. Thank you so much once again. And I would like to request all of us to please stand up for a while. Please stand up once. Yeah. All of us. And I would like to request each one of us to give the loudest clap that we can give for our beloved sister, for a wonderful message. Thank you. Please be seated.